Welcome to Nice Sleep, the place where dreams begin before your eyes even close. I'm Daniel, your guide into the night's embrace. Tonight, we'll embark on a calming journey with a story set in a tranquil winter village, a tale of mystery and magical bonds titled Whispers of Winter, the Tale of the Mystic Painter. As we unravel this enchanting narrative, let it soothe your mind, preparing you for a peaceful slumber. So settle in, let the day's worries fade away, and immerse yourself in the serene world we're about to explore together. As we settle into this tranquil moment, let's draw inspiration from the story of Whispers of Winter. Imagine yourself in a cozy, dimly lit room in the heart of a peaceful winter village. The walls are adorned with mystical paintings, each a portal to a serene and wondrous world. Take a slow, deep breath in. Feel the cool, crisp air of the winter night filling your lungs, refreshing and calming you. As you exhale, release all the tensions of the day, feeling your body sink deeper into relaxation, just as one might sink into a soft, welcoming snowdrift. Now, turn your attention to the paintings around you. Each one is a masterpiece of tranquility, capturing the silent beauty of winter. The gentle brush strokes tell a story of quiet forests blanketed in snow, serene frozen lakes, and distant mountains under a starlit sky. As you gaze at these artworks, allow yourself to be drawn into their peaceful embrace. Focus on one painting that particularly resonates with you. Perhaps it's the one depicting the tranquil frozen lake from our story, its surface a mirror reflecting the calm, starry night. The delicate cracks in the ice, a reminder of nature's fragile beauty, invite a sense of mindful awareness. As you immerse yourself in the painting's details, feel a sense of calm wash over you. The worries of the day fade into insignificance, replaced by the serene stillness of the winter scene. The cool blues and whites of the artwork bring a sense of inner peace, just as a quiet snowfall soothes the landscape. Breathe in deeply, absorbing the tranquility of the scene before you. Let this feeling of calm and stillness flow through you with each breath. With every exhale, imagine any remaining stress or tension leaving your body, leaving you feeling light, peaceful, and relaxed. As our journey nears its end, hold on to this feeling of serene contemplation, like the lingering gaze on a beautiful painting. Remember that this peaceful state of mind, inspired by the mystical winter scenes, is always within your reach. I'll leave you now in this state of quietude, embraced by the gentle whispers of winter and the stillness of the night. May your dreams be as peaceful as a snow-covered village. and your rest as deep as the winter's night. Good night, and let the serene world of our story cradle you into a restful sleep. In the heart of a winter-kissed landscape where snowflakes danced whimsically in the cold breeze, lay a quaint village nestled amidst the silent whispers of ancient pines. It was in this serene setting that Allison arrived, her eyes sparkling with a mix of wonder and anticipation under the soft gray light of the winter sky. Allison, a young woman with a passion for the arts and a soul hungry for the mystical, had traveled far to reach this secluded hamlet. She was drawn not just by the village's timeless beauty, but by a legend that whispered through the cobblestone streets and lingered in the frosty air. It was a tale of a mysterious painter whose works were said to be not mere canvases, but windows into the future. As she stepped onto the snow-covered pathways, her boots leaving crisp imprints, Allison couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement. The village, with its quaint houses draped in layers of snow and chimneys gently puffing out trails of smoke, seemed like a scene from one of the fabled winter tales she had adored since childhood. Every gust of wind, every creak of the snow-laden branches seemed to echo with secrets and stories. What intrigued Allison the most was the enigma surrounding the legendary painter. The villagers spoke of him in hushed tones, some with reverence, others with skepticism. This painter, rumored to have lived in seclusion, possessed an otherworldly gift: the ability to capture not just images, but destinies on his canvas. His paintings, they said, foretold events yet to unfold, woven with the magic of winter and the mysteries of time. As she wandered through the village, Allison's heart was alive with questions. Who was this painter? How did his works transcend the bounds of ordinary art? Were these stories just the fanciful creations of the villagers' imaginations? Or was there a kernel of truth hidden within them? With each step, Allison felt herself drawn deeper into the heart of the village and closer to uncovering the secrets of the mystical painter. Her journey, fueled by her love for the arcane and the artistic, promised to be one of discovery and wonder. As Allison delved deeper into the heart of the village, she found herself enveloped by an air of timelessness. The village, with its huddled cottages and snow-laden roofs, seemed to exist in a world of its own, untouched by the passage of time. The villagers, wrapped in their thick woolen coats and scarves, moved about with a sense of purpose, yet there was a warmth in their eyes that welcomed the stranger among them. Allison's curiosity about the mysterious painter grew with every step. She engaged with the villagers. Her inquiries met with a mix of reactions. Some shared her fascination, recounting tales they had heard from their elders, stories of paintings that predicted the coming of harsh winters or bountiful harvests. Others, however, dismissed these tales as mere folklore, remnants of a past steeped in superstition. It was in the midst of this exploration that Allison encountered Thomas, the village's carpenter. A man in his early 30s, Thomas was known for his pragmatic approach to life. His sturdy build and calloused hands were a testament to his craftsmanship, as evident in the wooden carvings and furniture that adorned many of the village homes. Thomas held a skeptical view of the painter's legend. Stories for the children, he would say, brushing off the mystical elements as fanciful embellishments. He believed in the tangibility of wood and the reliability of his tools, not in the elusive strokes of a painter's brush that claimed to capture the unseen. Despite their differing perspectives, Allison found in Thomas a willing conversationalist. He listened to her theories with a politely raised eyebrow, offering logical explanations where she saw magic. His skepticism, however, did not dampen her enthusiasm. Instead, it added a new layer to her quest, not just to uncover the truth about the painter, but also to understand the varying beliefs of the villagers. Their discussions often took place in the local tavern, a cozy establishment where the village gathered to share news and stories. Here, amidst the clinking of glasses and the warmth of the hearth, Allison felt the pulse of the village life. The tavern's walls, adorned with tapestries and old paintings, none of which were the painter's, served as a backdrop to the many conversations and debates she had with Thomas and others. One evening, as a snowstorm howled outside, the tavern became the setting for a revelation. An elderly villager, warmed by the fire and the ale, spoke of a time when the painter's art had saved the village from a dire fate. His voice, trembling with age and emotion, wove a tale of a winter so harsh that it threatened the very survival of the village, and how a painting had foretold its coming, giving the villagers time to prepare. This story reignited Allison's resolve to find the painter. Thomas, ever the skeptic, agreed to accompany her, if only to prove that the truth was more mundane than she believed. Their partnership, an unlikely blend of fantasy and realism, set the stage for the journey that lay ahead. A journey that would soon lead them to the heart of the mystery surrounding the winter painter. Allison and Thomas began their quest under the vast leaden winter sky, their breaths forming little clouds of mist as they talked. Their search for the elusive painter took them through the winding paths of the village, past snow-covered fields, and into the dense, whispering woods that bordered the settlement. The journey was a tapestry of light and shadow, the sun's weak rays barely piercing the thick canopy of trees, creating a mosaic of light on the snow beneath their feet. Their first significant discovery was an abandoned cottage, half swallowed by the forest. The structure, with its sagging roof and walls embraced by ivy, spoke of years of neglect. Its windows were like sightless eyes, and the door hung crookedly on its hinges. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of old wood and forgotten memories. Dust motes danced in the slivers of light that invaded the gloom. The cottage was a treasure trove of paintings, each frame holding a frozen moment in time. The images depicted scenes from village life and the surrounding landscape, but they were imbued with an otherworldly quality that made the familiar seem eerie and fantastical. Allison's eyes roved eagerly over each painting, searching for the one that matched the description they had heard in the tavern, and then she found it. The painting was set apart from the others, its frame more ornate, its canvas darker. It depicted a frozen lake, the ice on its surface fractured like a spider's web. Dark, ominous clouds loomed overhead, and a solitary figure stood on the brink of the treacherous ice. The painting was both beautiful and foreboding, its imagery striking a chord of alarm in Allison's heart. Thomas, though skeptical, couldn't deny the painting's unsettling aura. The precision with which the artist had captured the impending sense of doom was unsettling. It was as if the painter had glimpsed a moment of future peril and had trapped it within the canvas. The more they studied the painting, the more convinced Allison became that it was a warning. The frozen lake depicted was unmistakably the one at the edge of the village, a popular spot among the children for winter games. If the ice were to break, the consequences could be disastrous. Despite his doubts, Thomas couldn't ignore the urgency in Allison's voice. The possibility, however remote, that the painting might be a premonition of a real danger was enough to spur him into action. They decided they had to warn the villagers, especially those with young children who might venture onto the ice. Their return to the village was hastened by a growing sense of responsibility. The weight of potential tragedy seemed to hang over them, lending speed to their steps. Upon reaching the village, they headed straight to the town hall, where they knew they could reach the most people. The villagers gathered, drawn by the urgency in Allison and Thomas's voices. As Allison unveiled the painting, a hush fell over the crowd. The image of the fractured ice, so stark and foreboding, captured everyone's attention. Allison spoke passionately, her words echoing in the silent hall. She talked about the painting, its possible significance, and the danger it might be warning them about. Thomas, standing beside her, added his voice to hers. Though he was known for his practical nature, his support lent credence to Allison's plea. He urged caution, suggesting that it would be wise to keep the children away from the lake until they could be certain it was safe. The villagers, faced with the undeniable power of the painting and the earnestness of Allison and Thomas's warning, agreed to take precautionary measures. The children were instructed to stay away from the lake, and a few of the village elders decided to keep watch near its banks. As Allison and Thomas left the town hall, the weight in their hearts lifted slightly. They had done what they could to avert a potential disaster. The mystery of the painting and its creator, however, remained unsolved, beckoning them further into the web of secrets that seemed to envelop the village. Their journey was far from over, but they had taken the first crucial steps towards unraveling the enigma of the winter painter. In the days following their announcement, Allison and Thomas found themselves at the center of a maelstrom of skepticism and disbelief. While some villagers expressed gratitude for their warning, many others regarded their claims with suspicion. After all, the idea that a painting could predict the future was a concept that teetered on the edge of fantasy. Despite the undercurrent of doubt, Allison remained undeterred. She believed with unwavering conviction that the painting held a truth that could not be ignored. Thomas, too, found himself increasingly drawn into the mystery, his initial skepticism slowly eroding in the face of Allison's passion and the compelling nature of the painting itself. Their efforts to convince the villagers were met with a range of reactions. Some listened intently, their faces etched with concern, while others dismissed their warnings as old wives' tales. The village council, a group of respected elders, convened a meeting to discuss the matter. Allison and Thomas were invited to present their case. In the packed council room, under the weighty gaze of the village's most influential figures, Allison spoke eloquently about the painting's ominous warning. She pointed out the specific details in the artwork that mirrored the landscape around their village. Thomas, in his pragmatic way, suggested a cautious approach, emphasizing the need to prioritize the safety of the village's children. The debate that followed was intense. Some council members argued for the preservation of tradition and the respect for the old ways, which included heeding warnings from unusual sources. Others, more pragmatic, voiced their concerns about causing unnecessary panic over what could be a mere coincidence. The turning point came unexpectedly. An elderly woman, known for her wisdom and her quiet, observant nature, stood up. She spoke of an ancient lore passed down through generations, a story not often spoken about. The legend of the forest sprites, ethereal beings said to possess the ability to see beyond the veil of time. The room fell silent as she recounted how, centuries ago, these sprites had interacted with the villagers, offering guidance and protection through signs and omens. She suggested that perhaps the painting was not the work of a human artist, but of a sprite, trying to communicate with them in a forgotten language of symbols and warnings. This revelation sparked a new wave of discussions among the villagers. The possibility that a being from their ancestral legends could be reaching out to them was both awe-inspiring and frightening. Motivated by this new perspective, Allison and Thomas ventured once more into the forest, determined to uncover the truth. Deep in the heart of the woods, where the trees grew ancient and the light dim, they found a clearing. It was a place that felt untouched by time, ethereal and otherworldly. As twilight fell, the air in the clearing shimmered, and a figure emerged from the shadows. It was a sprite, delicate and luminous, with eyes that held the depth of the forest and the wisdom of the ages. The sprite spoke in a voice like the rustling of leaves, explaining that it had indeed painted the forewarning. It revealed that its kind had once lived in harmony with the villagers, guiding them through the harsh winters. However, as time passed and the world changed, the connection between the sprites and the villagers had faded, almost to the point of oblivion. The sprite had created the painting as a desperate attempt to rekindle this ancient bond, to protect the village from an impending danger that only it could foresee. It lamented the loss of communion with the human world and expressed a deep, abiding love for the people it had once so closely guarded. Allison and Thomas listened, spellbound by the sprite's tale. They realized that they were not just at the cusp of solving a mystery, but also at the brink of restoring a forgotten relationship between the human world and the magical realm of the sprites. As they returned to the village with the sprite's message, Allison and Thomas knew that their journey had transformed from a quest for answers into a mission to bridge two worlds. The challenge ahead was daunting, but the possibility of rekindling an ancient bond between humans and the mystical beings of the forest filled them with hope and determination. Back in the village, armed with the newfound knowledge from the sprite, Allison and Thomas faced the monumental task of bridging two worlds, that of the villagers and the mystical realm of the sprites. They knew that convincing the villagers would require more than just their word. It would require bringing the essence of the sprite's world into the villagers' reality. In the heart of the village, under the shadow of the old oak tree, Allison and Thomas gathered the villagers once again. The air was tense with anticipation and skepticism. Allison started by recounting their encounter with the sprite, describing its ethereal beauty and its deep, sorrowful eyes that spoke of centuries of solitude and watchfulness. She explained the sprite's message. The painting was indeed a warning, but also an invitation to rekindle a long-forgotten relationship. Thomas, standing beside her, held up the painting, allowing the villagers to see once again the haunting image of the fractured ice. This time, their words seemed to penetrate deeper, perhaps because they were now imbued with the magic of the sprite's reality. Allison spoke of the history of harmony between the villagers and the sprites, a synergy that had ensured the village's survival through many harsh winters. She painted a vivid picture of a world where humans and sprites worked in tandem, respecting and aiding one another. To add credence to their story, they presented a small, luminous feather given to them by the sprite, a tangible piece of the ethereal being. The feather seemed to glow with an inner light, mesmerizing the villagers. It was a piece of undeniable magic, a bridge between belief and disbelief. Thomas, using his practicality, proposed a plan. He suggested setting up patrols around the lake to prevent anyone from venturing onto the ice. Additionally, he recommended sending a small group, including himself and Allison, back to the clearing to establish a line of communication with the sprite. The village council, after much deliberation, agreed to the proposal. The evidence of the sprite's existence, coupled with the genuine concern in Allison and Thomas's voices, swayed their decision. Precautions were put in place around the lake, and the villagers began to look at the painting not as a mere artwork, but as a symbol of a deeper truth. In the following days, Allison, Thomas, and a few chosen villagers ventured into the forest, to the clearing where they had met the sprite. To their delight, the sprite appeared once more, its presence a shimmering testament to the reawakening of an ancient bond. The sprite, seeing the willingness of the humans to engage, shared more of its wisdom. It spoke of the subtle signs of nature, teaching them how to read the language of the forest and the sky. This knowledge, once common among the villagers' ancestors, opened their eyes to the rhythms of the natural world around them. As the winter progressed, the village found itself in a newfound harmony with its surroundings. The children were kept safe, the lake's dangers were averted, and a sense of unity and wonder permeated the air. The sprite, once a lonely guardian, now became a revered guide, its presence a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life. Allison and Thomas, through their courage and persistence, had not only prevented a tragedy, but had also revived a long-lost connection between the village and the magical world of the sprites. Their journey had started with a quest to uncover the truth behind a painting, but it ended with the realization that some truths lay in the realm of the extraordinary, waiting to be rediscovered and embraced. As the winter waned and the first buds of spring began to appear, the village settled into a peaceful rhythm marked by a newfound respect for the mystical forces that had become an integral part of their lives. The fear and skepticism that once clouded the hearts of the villagers had given way to a sense of wonder and a deep connection with the natural world around them. Allison and Thomas, once outsiders in their own ways, had now become the bridge between two worlds. Allison, with her unwavering belief in the magical and the mysterious, had found a deep sense of purpose in the village. Her passion for the arts and the unknown had been the catalyst for change, opening the eyes of the villagers to a world beyond their own. Thomas, whose pragmatic nature had always been grounded in the tangible, had grown to appreciate the unseen and the mystical. His skepticism had transformed into a curious openness, a willingness to accept that not all things could be explained by logic and reason alone. Together, they had not only averted a tragedy, but had also woven a new thread into the fabric of the village's history. The painting, once a harbinger of doom, now hung in the village hall, a symbol of the enduring bond between the villagers and the sprites. It was a reminder of the power of belief and the importance of harmony between humanity and the natural world. As they stood together, watching the sunset paint the sky in hues of orange and pink, Allison and Thomas reflected on their journey. They realized that their adventure had been more than just a quest to unravel a mystery. It had been a journey of self-discovery and growth. Looking ahead, they envisioned a future where the village continued to thrive, guided by the wisdom of the sprites and the strength of the community. They saw themselves as custodians of this new relationship, committed to preserving the balance between the human and the ethereal. The story of Allison and Thomas and the winter of the mysterious painting would be told for generations to come, a tale of curiosity, courage, and the magic that resides in the belief of the extraordinary. As the stars began to twinkle in the evening sky, they knew that their lives had been irrevocably changed, woven into the tapestry of the village's lore, a testament to the enduring power of wonder and the unseen threads that connect us all.